What's going on, guys? We're going to be giving a BBIG update today. Today, we got another signal from Unusual Whales of a huge call option bet. So I do expect big things from this stock coming up over the next few days, over the next week. I do think we will see a bounce in BBIG. I'll say it right off the bat. The shorts have tons of leverage, and that is a huge risk. We can see right here in the chart that pretty much this entire line resistance point has stayed true. There was huge divergence back here, huge divergence down here, and then as we progressed more, there was less and less divergence. And then the past few days, we've been basically hugging this line, and this morning we finally saw a candle close above this line, which I saw as a bullish sign. Now the shorts have gotten in and have been ripping down this stock. You guys can see the added volume on today's trading date in this first hour of trading compared to the other days. Once this thing did break through that crucial resistance point, shorts did pile in, and it's pretty evident. We'll go over the Ortex data in just a moment, and it's pretty evident that there's more shorts getting in than shorts covering on this stock, which is, it was to be expected. I made this video right here on September 15th, 2021. It was my final warning to BBIG investors. Now, it didn't get a great feedback. I basically said that there's probably more pain to come with BBIG and that it would sell off. Pretty much 50% dislikes. I mean, people were pretty upset with it, but it was true. This was on September 15th. If we go back here to September 15th on the chart, BBIG was trading at $8.30 per share. It reached a high of $8.50 per share on that day, and now it's at $5.63 per share, and we've seen it go down about 30% in a week. So I don't make these updates for no reason. I don't say it's going down because I'm a bear. I just entered into a call option position, so I'm currently long on BBIG, and I have lost money on it as well, so I'm in the same boat as you guys. So if I say there's more pain for a stock, there might be some more pain for a stock. It's not BS. It's not me being a shill. It's not me being a hedgy, but I am expecting a nice bounce with that close above that line. I mean, obviously technical analysis isn't everything, and I'm having some options flow to back up these claims. The options flow has been increasingly bullish over the last few days. We'll just get into the Ortex data to basically see what exactly is going on. So here we have BBIG, short interest, so there's not too many more return shares as of today. Not as many borrowed shares as we have seen over the past week. We can see that the cost to borrow, again, about 33%. That's nothing crazy. The shorts have made about 30% in a week, so that borrow rate, 33% for a year, is nothing crazy. It used to be about 180%. That was a lot worse. The estimated short interest is 21 million. Now, this is actually pretty decent because we have been seeing the volume of BBIG go down, which makes it increasingly risky for shorts, because if they did want to cover, it'd be a lot harder for them to cover. I mean, yesterday's volume was about 30 million, so it would take almost an entire trading day to cover, which is not the best, but it's also not the worst, especially if they are forced to cover in after hours trading. It might send this thing running to the absolute moon. Days to cover is not too high, but it's not too low either, so I do see there potentially being a nice spike of 10 to 20% if there is short covering. Now we're going to get into this chart. Utilization, by the way, is about 99%, and it's actually up in the past week as well, as you guys can see, from 93.39%. So shorts are definitely piling in as of this last week. And what I wanted to show you guys was this on loan new versus on loan returned. There has been divergence. About 3 million new yesterday, 1.8 million returned yesterday, 4.6 million new the day before, and then about 2 million returned. And this trend pretty much continues. There's more newly shares shorted than returned shares. So that is indication that shorts have been piling on. They are leveraging up, and especially when something is in a downtrend like this, it's very easy for shorts to continue to manipulate the price, and we typically see it at opening bell around 9:30, and then the rest of the day it picks up a little bit. We've seen this over and over again. It's happened in other stocks as well. If we can find Workhorse is a perfect example of a stock that just continues to sell off as shorts gain more leverage on the stock, and longs kind of die out. So that's the other problem with BBIG, right? Because we see this decreased volume. Clearly, longs are not as interested in this stock anymore. There's other stocks taking away the picture, such as Emrin, or at Marin Software, another stock that I called out the other day with huge options activity in this stock, and it's currently climbing to the moon this morning. And then another one is ATER. This is another one that rallied all the way up to highs again of $19 per share, down to $11 right now. So this is another stock that maybe consider taking some profits or cutting losses if you're in. I mean, this I haven't done a full analysis. I think I'll give a full analysis of ATER later, so you'll get my actual opinions on that later. And yeah, so there's just other stocks that are taking away the sunlight, the shine from ATER, which is definitely a risk. You can just see them all in this left-hand corner. Another one was Lucid Motors. That one caught attention for a minute. KPLT, another one that has a little bit of attention, not too much attention, but you understand the point. The attention is diverted away from BBIG, and especially with it going down 5-6% each and every single day, retail investors are going to sell as well. It's not only going to be short sells, it's not only going to be hedgies, it's going to be retail investors as well. So that is always a huge risk, and it's like the line is just. The line is law right here, and it's almost the same thing with SPY to the upside. This is what I call positive manipulation right here, when it almost perfectly goes up in a straight line, sticking to resistance and support beams like glue and bouncing off them perfectly. I mean, we can draw on a line if you guys want to see, but pretty much we saw a bounce off of this trend line for almost a year straight. A positive bounce. As soon as the SPY hit this trend line, it would just positively bounce into the positive direction. Now, we recently saw a break in that, which is a risk, and I guess it's coming back up to that, which is also a risk. I mean, I'm not going to say technical analysis is how you analyze SPY at all, but I mean, it is pretty much stuck to the technical analysis for over a year now. I mean, it was like October 29th when we've had that first dip right there, and then it continued that trend for an entire year. So the same thing is going on with BBIG and other short squeeze stocks, just to the downside. It's converging right here, and I think we should see a move, considering that we did break out of it this morning with that candle. Just the hedgies just piled on at market open, driving it back down below that, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? So we have to go into the BBIG whale activity, and we can look at the historical flow, and here we can see some of the recent alerts from BBIG. It was the exact same option, a $3.50 call option expiring 10/15/2021. Both yesterday and the day before, at market close, these options were bought, and they were both over $2.4 million. And again, I'll just compare it to the recent trades that we've seen. They're all under $500,000. All of these, literally all of these BBIG alerts were all under $500,000 until we get to about 9/9, which is when this stock was still at a peak and rallying. So I do think that these two alerts of $2.5 million are significant, and we should see a bounce in the coming days. I don't know if we'll get back to the all-time highs, but I do believe there should definitely be a little bit of a bounce, to say the least. Looking at more flow measures, we can see the call versus put premiums, almost entirely calls. That basically means that puts aren't really traded, because if a short seller wanted to buy a put, they'd have to buy an extremely in-the-money put in order to get short exposure to that put option. They still do it, but it's more unlikely than them just shorting a call option and capitalizing off of that implied volatility spike. Put to call ratio is at 0.2, and you guys can see it's been roughly hanging between 0.2, 0.2, 0.3 as of yesterday, actually, which is interesting. But again, the call option open interest has also seen an all-time low as of yesterday, which is not good. Obviously, the gamma squeeze is off the table. If someone's selling their call option, closing their call option, there's less call options in circulation. There's not going to be a gamma squeeze. That's pretty much just how it goes. Looking at the flow for today, there's been obviously more puts than calls than we have seen on average. You can see the 10/1/2021 expiration date has the most open interest, and it has more bearish bets than bullish bets, and that's pretty obvious. You can also see the premium for puts right here. It's about 80% puts. And this is pretty much the first time we've seen this. And then again, the bearish premium for today's trading date is overwhelmingly bearish compared to the bullish bets. A lot of the people that had call options in this stock have clearly closed their bets. So if you do think there is going to be a bounce in this stock, now would be a nice time to buy a cheap contract. That's what I did today, but mine was in the money, so it wasn't really I didn't really pay any extrinsic value for my contract. If we do strike price, people have 5.5 as their highest conviction bearish strike price, and then 7.5 is the second one, and then for calls it's a $6 and about $8. So you guys can see that right there. And then right here, the most popular one is the 10/1 5.5 put option. Looking at the Fintel short squeeze score list, you guys can see MRIN is now at the top of this list, followed by ATER, KPLT, and BBIG is the fourth rated short squeeze stock. Now, this list is more of just potential momentum or meme stocks. As you guys can see, the days to cover on MRIN is 0.05, so I'm not going to expect a huge short squeeze from that, because 0.05 is absolutely nothing. But I do think this list is a good indication of stocks that could see potential upside in the coming weeks. That's all I got for BBIG. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. I do expect a bounce in the next few days, but I'm also not underestimating the ability of short sellers to drive out retail investors and get people to just sell their stock. We've seen this before in sprt.com. I knew this was going to happen pretty much. I mean, that video that was warning you guys, I warned you guys for a reason. You could have gotten out at $8.50 per share that day. Now we're down in the $5 range for BBIG. I mean, if you don't want to be a day trader, you want to be a long-term investor. Personally, I think you should stick to other stocks other than Vinco Ventures, but if you choose to be a long-term investor in this stock, I can't stop you. That is your personal choice. Everything I say in this video isn't financial advice. Obviously, if you want to make an investment in this stock, that is your choice, not mine. And yeah, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys are new here and you would like to check out Public, it is a stock investing brokerage on your phone that is very easy to use, and they're giving up to $70 in free stock as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. So definitely check that out if you guys have not already. I mean, it's essentially free money, so definitely check that out. Like the video if you guys have not already. Subscribe for more and hit that bell down below. That's about it for the video. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Peace.